Number 8, Annie. Yeah, I know a lot of people hate this movie, but we'll get to that later. It takes place in 1933 NYC and is about a plucky, red-headed orphan named Annie, who believes her parents are still alive and coming to get her one day. The orphanage is run by a mean drunk named Miss Hannigan, played here by the hilarious Carol Burnett.
Did I hear singing in here?
Annie escapes in a laundry truck and stumbles upon a dog that she befriends. She and the dog are both eventually caught and brought back to the orphanage, where Miss Hannigan shoves them in the closet in her office.
What? Shut up.
At the same time, Miss Grace Farrell arrives and informs Miss Hannigan that her boss, billionaire Oliver Warbucks, wants to have an orphan stay at his home for a week for good publicity. Grace sees Annie in the closet and picks her, having to resort to threatening Miss Hannigan's job when she protests. Annie arrives at the mansion and everybody there immediately takes a liking to her, except Mr. Warbucks, of course, who wanted a boy orphan.
Whatever, but just for the week.
He warms up to her slowly and eventually decides that he wants to adopt her. He personally goes to the orphanage himself to get the paperwork signed. Obviously, Hannigan protests, but he blackmails her into signing. When Warbucks tells Annie that he wants to adopt her, Annie says she wants to find her real parents, and Warbucks agrees to help. He offers a $50,000 reward for Annie's parents, which is heard on the radio by Miss Hannigan. She is soon approached by a couple who claim to be Annie's parents, but it's actually her con brother Rooster and his girlfriend Lily in disguise.
Rooster?
Since Annie's parents were actually killed years ago in a fire, Miss Hannigan has all their belongings, including the other half of a silver locket that Annie wears around her neck. They hatch a plan to get the reward money and to do away with the kid. Rooster and Lily get the money, and Annie, and the other orphans escape and tell Warbucks that the couple who took Annie was bad people. Annie escapes from the trio of terror, rips up the check, and is chased up the B&O bridge by Rooster, much to Miss Hannigan's horror.
He's really gonna kill her.
One of Warbucks' servants saves her from a helicopter, and Rooster and Lily are arrested. Of course, there's a happy ending. Miss Hannigan is now a changed woman, Grace and Warbucks are in love, and Annie is officially adopted by Daddy Warbucks.
I love you, Daddy Warbucks.
Okay, I know I'm in the minority here, but I enjoy this version of the movie. It's not quite faithful to the stage show, and normally I'm a stickler for that. However, in this case, I loathe the stage show. In the stage show, Annie is just too sweet and optimistic. In the movie, she just beats up 12-year-old boys. You see more of a relationship between Grace and Annie, as well as the blooming relationship of Grace and Warbucks, which really flies under the radar in the stage show. You also get a real sense of danger with the trio of Hannigan, Rooster, and Lily. In the stage show, they just seem like a bunch of dumbasses. Rooster actually tries to drop Annie off of a bridge. That's some scary stuff for kids. My favorite part of the movie is, yeah, you guessed it, Easy Street. But come on, it's Tim Curry, Bernadette Peters, and Carol Burnett as a musical comedy trio. Top that. The flaws with the movie are some of the new songs. Like, why did they write 2 songs about the frickin' dog? They did cut out 2 of my favorite numbers from the stage show, NYC and Something Was Missing, but I do enjoy the number that replaced NYC.
Let's go to the movies, Annie, wait and see.
As for the acting, it's actually pretty good. Albert Finney and Carol Burnett are great in their respective roles, and Anne Reinking brings a bit of a bite to the role of Grace, a role on the stage usually reserved for a boring ingenue.
Yes, that's a fact, and it's also a fact that he was out at the house just the other day, and he was saying how many people he had lined up for your job.
I do wish we saw more of Bernadette Peters and Tim Curry as Lily and Rooster, as there's only a dash of curry in this film, but when they are on, they seem to be having a lot of fun, even if Tim can't really do a convincing New York accent.
They let me out early.
On account of his good behavior.
I want you to meet a little friend of mine, Lily St. Regis.
Name from the hotel.
Room service.
As for the title character, Aileen Quinn is actually satisfying. Usually on stage, it's played by a girl who sings like Ethel Merman and whose acting style is so cutesy sweet it makes you gag. Aileen, while sweet, is not vomit-inducing, and she doesn't have to belt the crap out of everything like Andrea McArdle did.
And lonely, I just stick out my chin.
If you prefer the stage show, get the Disney TV movie released in '99 instead. If you prefer something a little bit different, go ahead and get this one.